Imagine you're standing in Walmart, Kroger, maybe even Aldi. You reach for that package of chicken breast with a price that seems like an amazing deal. You think you're just buying some healthy protein for your family? You have no idea what you've just become a part of. It's a system so murky that even American food inspectors sometimes have to shake their heads in disbelief. And this isn't about expired meat or obvious hygiene problems. We're talking about something far more insidious, something completely legal that gives you the exact opposite of what you thought you paid for. Every single year, the United States produces millions of tons of poultry meat, making it one of the largest producers of chicken in the entire world. More than 9 billion chickens are raised and slaughtered annually in American facilities. Major supermarket chains operating across the country, companies like Walmart, Kroger, and Aldi, sell a massive portion of this chicken. You see these stores everywhere, in every American city, in every neighborhood. Sometimes there are 3 or 4 within walking distance, and millions of American families trust them with their weekly grocery shopping. This is where things get interesting. The price of chicken at these discount stores just keeps dropping. You can find chicken breast for less than $3 a pound when it's on sale. That sounds incredible until you start asking the right questions. A chicken needs at least 35 days to grow to a marketable weight. The feed costs money, the water costs money, heating the barns costs money, and the workers need to be paid. Veterinary care adds up, transportation has its price, and the processing and packaging require expensive facilities and staff. How can all of that possibly fit into a price that's less than a single cup of coffee from a cafe? The answer is simple: it can't. Someone or something along that supply chain is paying the real price. And usually it's the animals, the workers, and ultimately your own health. The agricultural industry in the United States uses staggering amounts of antibiotics in livestock farming. According to official data, American farms use thousands of tons of veterinary antibiotics in 2022 alone. This practice places the United States among the highest users of agricultural antibiotics in the developed world. A shocking government audit revealed that over 70% of farmers routinely administered antibiotics to their animals. On chicken and turkey farms specifically, that number soared to over 80%. Why should any of this matter to you? Because the overuse of antibiotics creates resistant bacteria, superbugs that our modern medicines can no longer kill. These superbugs find their way into the meat you buy, onto your kitchen countertops, and inside your body. So, which 5 supermarkets should you be avoiding when you buy chicken? Let me break it down for you, starting with number 5. Coming in at number 5 on this list is Aldi. Now, Aldi presents itself as a modern, responsible retailer. They talk a big game about sustainability, quality, and their concern for animal welfare. In some European countries, Aldi has even signed on to something called the European Chicken Commitment. This is an agreement drafted by animal welfare organizations across Europe that establishes higher minimum standards for raising chickens. This commitment calls for lower stocking densities, meaning fewer birds are crammed into every square foot of space. It requires slower growing breeds that don't suffer from the health problems caused by rapid muscle growth. It mandates access to natural light and better, more humane methods of stunning before slaughter. Sounds great, right? Well, here's the catch. Aldi signed this agreement for its stores in Germany. Aldi signed this agreement for its stores in Spain, but Aldi has not signed this agreement for the United States. It's the same company with the same brand name over the door, yet they operate with completely different standards depending on which country you're shopping in. What does this mean in practice? It means the chicken you buy at an Aldi in Chicago doesn't meet the same animal welfare standards as the chicken someone buys at an Aldi in Berlin. You are getting second-class treatment as an American consumer. The company has decided that its U.S. customers don't deserve the same commitments they've made to their German customers. The organization Open Cages tested chicken from American grocery stores, including Aldi. They discovered that a shocking 98.8% of the chicken breast samples from Aldi showed signs of white striping disease. This is a condition where white lines appear across the meat, indicating muscle damage caused by unnaturally fast growth. Chickens with this condition have 224% more fat and 9% less protein than healthy birds. You're paying for lean protein, but what you're getting instead is fatty, damaged muscle tissue. Aldi is fully aware of these problems. They've chosen to take action in some countries while completely ignoring the very same issues in others. American consumers, it seems, just aren't important enough. Number 4 is Save a Lot. This chain operates hundreds of stores all across the United States and markets itself as a practical choice for everyday groceries. Their chicken prices remain competitive with other discount stores, and families on a tight budget rely on Save a Lot for affordable protein. But what they don't know could truly shock them. In that same study by Open Cages that analyzed chicken quality in American supermarkets, Save a Lot achieved something extraordinary. 100% of the chicken breast samples from Save a Lot showed signs of white striping disease. Not 90%, not 95%, every single sample they tested, 100%. Think about that for a moment. If you bought a chicken breast from Save a Lot during their testing period, the mathematical probability that your chicken had this disease was practically a guarantee. There was no chance of getting healthy meat. So what exactly is white striping disease? When chickens are bred for extremely rapid growth, their muscles develop faster than their bodies can support them. This causes fat and connective tissue to infiltrate the muscle fibers. The result is meat that looks different, cooks differently, and delivers a different nutritional value than you expect. Those white streaks running across your chicken breast aren't normal. They are a sign of a pathological condition. And Save a Lot was the only chain contacted by journalists that actually admitted to being aware of the problem. Their response was that the condition poses no health threat to customers. Technically, they're right. The condition itself won't make you sick the way bacteria would, but you're still getting a lower quality meat while paying full price. You're still supporting a system that produces sick animals, and you're still getting less protein and more fat than the label suggests. Number 3 brings us to Walmart. This is the country's largest retailer, a sprawling hypermarket that operates huge supercenters all across the United States. They sell everything from furniture to fresh meat. Their poultry section offers plenty of options at various price points, and their house brand is called Great Value. In December of 2024, U.S. authorities ordered a recall of Great Value brand trail mix due to salmonella contamination. The affected batches had a production code of 25-091K with a Best By date of March 25, 2025. Earlier that same year, Great Value double chocolate chip cookies in the 7-ounce package were pulled from shelves because of potential metal fragments inside, but product recalls are only part of the story. In January of 2022, the Federal Trade Commission, or FTC, hit Walmart with a record-breaking fine. The total penalty came to nearly $35 million, and it was split between 2 separate rulings. The first fine, for over $31 million, was for unfairly squeezing their suppliers. Walmart was setting contract terms with its suppliers after the business year had already started. They were retroactively lowering prices that had already been paid and demanded additional discounts that were never part of any agreement. Over 800 suppliers were affected by these practices between 2018 and 2020. 72 of those suppliers were forced to hand back a total of $9 million in retroactive adjustments. Another 176 suppliers were hit with unfair discounts worth a combined $7.5 million. And who were these suppliers? Small and medium-sized businesses, family farms, local meat processors, dairy co-ops, the very people actually producing the food. The second fine, for over $3 million, was for mislabeling vegetables with the wrong country of origin. Inspectors found problems in roughly 1/3 of the stores they checked. So what does all this have to do with the quality of their chicken? Everything. A company that pressures its suppliers to accept lower and lower prices forces those suppliers to cut corners. A chicken farmer who's already operating on razor-thin margins gets squeezed even harder. A processing plant struggling to maintain hygiene standards has even less money for improvements. The system creates a race to the bottom where the only winner is the corporate retailer. In a similar exposé, investigative reporters here in the U.S. went undercover in 50 Walmart stores across 12 states. They found malfunctioning freezers in about 80% of the locations they visited. They documented mold growing in the stockrooms, And they found clear evidence of mice. Employees at the fresh food counters were caught red-handed, deliberately falsifying the expiration dates on products. While that investigation focused on their European stores, it exposes a corporate culture that American shoppers are now dealing with from the very same brand. Coming in at number 2 is Lidl. Yes, that Lidl, the modern discount grocery chain with its trendy ad campaigns and supposedly high standards. The same company that sponsors major sporting events and heavily promotes a healthy lifestyle. But the reality behind that glossy image tells a very different and very disturbing story. In March of 2024, the animal welfare organization Open Cages partnered with a leading American food safety foundation. Their mission: to test 30 samples of chicken from Lidl stores. They purchased the meat, sold under Lidl's own store brand, from locations in Richmond, Virginia, Charlotte, North Carolina, and Atlanta, Georgia. The lab results were nothing short of alarming. A staggering 40% of the samples contained antibiotic-resistant superbacteria. Researchers found ESBL bacteria, organisms that produce enzymes capable of destroying the very beta-lactam antibiotics that doctors commonly prescribe. They also found MRSA, the infamous methicillin-resistant staph infection that hospitals struggle to combat. But that was just the beginning. A horrifying 80% of the samples contained Enterococcus bacteria, 40% had E. coli, 27% tested positive for Campylobacter, 23% contained Listeria monocytogenes, and 7% were contaminated with Salmonella. Dr. Evelyn Reed, a leading expert who helped establish the National Antibiotic Resistance Monitoring System in the U.S., called the findings highly disturbing. She stated that a situation like this poses a serious threat to consumer health. Lidl's official response was to say that they have no specific limits on the microbiological safety of their poultry, and that they merely require their suppliers to limit antibiotics to cases recommended by veterinarians. Just think about what that response actually means. They effectively admitted that no special standards exist. They shifted all the responsibility onto their suppliers, all while continuing to demand the lowest possible prices from them. And specific product recalls from Lidl tell their own damning story. In November of 2025, the FDA issued a public health alert for the store's premium rolled bacon, sold in a 3.5-ounce package, lot number 251761, with expiration dates between November 17th and November 24th, 2025, tested positive for Listeria monocytogenes. The producer was listed as Great Plains Meats of Omaha, Nebraska. In April of 2021, their store brand uncured ham franks, sold in an 8-ounce package, were recalled after a USDA inspection found Listeria monocytogenes. The affected products were from lot number 1, with an expiration date of May 4th, 2021, and came from a plant run by Midwest Provisioners Incorporated in Lincoln, Illinois. Then in March of 2021, chicken products sold at Lidl were recalled due to Salmonella. The product, a 14-ounce package of ground chicken breast from batch number 2613858, tested positive in 4 out of 5 samples. That's an 80% contamination rate. The manufacturer was Carolina Poultry Packers of Fayetteville. These are not isolated incidents. They represent a pattern. The very same stores are constantly recalling products for the exact same types of dangerous bacteria. And the number 1 supermarket you should be most wary of when it comes to chicken, it's actually Walmart again, but for an entirely different reason. The first issue focused on contamination and bacteria. This one focuses on what you're actually getting when you buy chicken from any of these major discount retailers. An animal welfare organization, the Humane League, conducted a massive study between January and July of 2022. They examined 751 packages of chicken breast from 40 stores across 13 major U.S. cities. The results revealed the shocking state of chicken quality in American retail. Across all the stores tested, 99.1% of chicken breasts showed signs of white striping disease. Only 7 packages out of 751 showed no visible signs of the condition. 7 packages out of more than 750. Kroger hit 100% affected. Target also hit 100% affected. Walmart came in at 99.2%. Aldi reached 98.8%. Even Publix, a chain with a reputation for quality, reached 97.3%. Over a third of all samples, 34.6% to be exact, showed the most advanced stage of the disease. These are birds whose muscles were so damaged that the pathology is immediately obvious to anyone who knows what to look for. The consequences for the nutritional value are severe. Chickens with white striping disease contain 224% more fat than healthy birds. They contain 9% less protein. They contain 10% more collagen. When you buy what you think is lean protein, you're getting something entirely different. Walmart's own Great Value brand shows up time and again in recall notices. Fresh chicken under their Market Fresh label shows alarming rates of bacterial contamination. Processed meats under various Walmart labels contain dangerous pathogens. The pattern is consistent across years and product categories. And Walmart, much like Aldi, has not signed the Better Chicken commitment for its U.S. operations. Despite operating in a country that produces over 1 billion chickens a year, despite selling enormous quantities of poultry products, despite having the scale and purchasing power to influence the entire supply chain, Walmart refuses to commit to the same standards that its counterparts meet elsewhere in the world. When asked about this, Walmart USA stated that globally standardized criteria are insufficiently aligned with the structural framework conditions in the United States. They pointed to difficulties with building codes and a lack of government support programs. These are just excuses. Other major companies operating in the U.S. have signed the commitment. Whole Foods Market signed in 2017. Compass Group, a massive food service provider, signed in 2017. Pret A Manger signed in 2020. The obstacles that Walmart describes didn't stop these companies. The problem goes beyond individual supermarkets. 71.7% of American consumers, according to a 2023 YouGov poll, believe that the conditions for raising chickens need to change. People care about this issue. People want better, but the discount chains that dominate the American retail market have built their entire business model on offering the lowest possible prices. They can't maintain those rock-bottom prices while genuinely improving animal welfare and food safety. Greenpeace is putting pressure on the Schwartz Group, the parent company of stores like Lidl, to completely remove the cheapest meat from their shelves entirely. They argue that any meat priced below a certain minimum threshold simply cannot meet acceptable standards. The organization points out that it's absurd for a pound of meat to cost less than a pound of cat food. Something is fundamentally broken when that math adds up. And the issue of water injection, or plumping, adds a whole other layer of deception to the equation. Producers are legally allowed to pump water and saline solutions into chicken meat to artificially increase its weight. This practice is permitted as long as it's properly labeled, but that label often appears in tiny fine print that customers almost never notice. You see one price per pound and think you know what you're paying for, but up to 30% of that weight could just be added water. Your $5 chicken breast could contain $1.50 worth of plain tap water. Independent tests conducted by American online communities have confirmed the shocking scale of this problem. Users on Reddit crowdfunded nearly $800 to send various chicken samples to independent German laboratories for analysis. They compared the cheapest chicken from Lidl at around $1.99 a pound with a free-range chicken from Aldi at $4.99 a pound and an organic chicken priced at nearly $15 a pound. The chicken from Lidl showed a dramatically elevated microbial count. High levels of aerobic microorganisms, Enterobacteriaceae, and Pseudomonas all pointed to questionable handling and storage practices. The meat contained only 12.1% fat compared to 25 to 28% in the other samples. But this apparent leanness came packaged with far worse food safety parameters. So what should you actually be buying instead? The answer requires accepting an uncomfortable truth. Good chicken costs more, a lot more. A free-range chicken from a reputable producer might cost 2 or 3 times what the discount stores charge. A certified organic bird could easily cost 5 times as much. But you need to think about the math differently. If quality chicken costs 3 times as much, just eat chicken 3 times less often. You end up spending the same amount of money. You get actual nutrition instead of water, and fat masquerading as protein. You support local farmers who can actually make a living. You help reduce the antibiotic resistance that threatens every single one of us, and you contribute to less animal suffering. Our grandparents ate meat maybe once a week. The Sunday dinner was special because it featured meat. Today, people eat meat every single day and then complain that decent quality costs too much. The problem isn't that good meat is expensive. The problem is that the bad meat has been made artificially cheap. It's propped up by government subsidies, massive-scale factory farming, and by pushing the real costs onto the animals, the workers, and our environment. Every single time you walk into a grocery store, you are casting a vote with your dollars. You can choose the cheap option and, in doing so, support everything I've just